Was that really him? Shmi, the prince of the underworld? If so, I should be dead. Yet I'm still alive. Dolia is with me, blessing me with good fortune against the odds. It must have been her who crossed my path with the tribe of the Dawn and the Calanthians. I will help them. And who knows? They might help me too.
Witch!
He'll be fine. All right. I think we've gone far enough.
Can someone explain to me what the hell that thing was?
I've seen a lot of wicked creatures in my life, but this...
This is not something people see and manage to tell stories about. It must have been Shmi, or the Serpent, as it was once known.
But Shmi is just a children's tale. Feasting on flesh, enslaving souls. How can it be true?
Souls? What is this tomfoolery?
What's so surprising about that? You saw it with your own eyes. Didn't you notice the race surrounding it? That is exactly how they describe him. The General of Horrors. Prince of the Underworld.
Prince of... That's absurd. What's more absurd is your Gords. With creatures like that lurking in the forest. We need to build proper fortresses. Or else, we'll have nowhere to run.
He is very aware, sire. A nearby area seems fitting for our next Gord. Once we set up the initial settlement, we can then build up the palisade and surround ourselves with rattlesnakes and fireflies that will warn us whenever a threat is near.
I agree, especially with the wild folk after us. We're on their turf now.
Well, don't just stand here. Get on with it.
Conspiracy. Long had Belus watched fire, and did wonder how he couldst make a stand against it, and save his creation from the conflagration. For all the animals and plants hailed to humans now, who carried a flaming torch, and even the horrors did shudder at the sight of fire, reluctant to fight the heart of Darbo. No longer were humans but defenseless prey, since they now also armed themselves with iron claws. Thus did many of the horrors restrain their cravings for a hunt. There were but two things that fire couldst not conquer: the rock and the river, the heart of the earth and the blood of the water. And so, one night, when tired Makash did soundly sleep, Veles crept beneath the cover of darkness and stole away the blood that slowly drained from her body, which also drains from every woman's body, so that the flow of life could continue. The Prince of the Underworld. Makash's blood glimmered when Veles did enchant it in secret, for his power was stolen from the skies, which, before the beginning, was one with the water. And Veles did take the crystal clear blood of Makash and did pour it into the most perfect, most horrifying shape he did ever create. However, he did not desire to animate it with the power of the air, for a breath of the skies only fed fire and did make it stronger. Hence, Veles did require a different power. Just as Dabo tore a part from his fiery heart to save the humans, so did Veles tear a fragment from his very own in the name of all humans' demise. 'Twas a rock, the hardest and darkest of any in the world, one made with the most wicked of thoughts and the heaviest passion. 'Twas a source of power and will for Veles's most monstrous creation, one which did laugh at the fire, and was named Viper, a prince among the serpents and the horrors, and the enemy of humans. Praise the true gods. Those who remember may be blessed, for only memory and faith in the true gods canst save us from heinous usurpers. Be thou aware of temptations and avoid curses. The skies be chaste, whilst the earth be rotten and infested with vermin. Refreshing be the air that filleth man's lungs with spirit, but treacherous be the soil that shall devoureth his body. Crave not the gold that be hidden beneath the ground, for it does spoil feeble minds with madness. Remember thou this tale, and save yourselves. For I am Gaal, the faithful whisperer of Dolia the Divine Daughter. For countless generations the son of the man who was the son of the woman thus created with her body and soul, with the blessing of merciful Makash. That is the testimony of the ancient age and the only truth. The time has passed, but the memory does remain. The lore shall live together with our descendants in a time yet to come. Praise be to the true gods!
That's a good start. Remember what you learned so far. To develop our settlement further, we need to build initial structures that will provide us with resources essential to our survival. Wood, reed, and food.
This terrain is not suitable for building. If the previous wild folk raid caught us by surprise, I would advise setting a patrolling route for our military units or scouts and placing fireflies in strategic locations in the vicinity. More torchlight will reveal what lurks in the darkness. Our sister is in danger. Our brother is in danger. Our brother is being attacked. An enemy attacked our brother. By the grace of the gods, a child is born. Someone has harmed our brother. Our brother needs help. Our brother has been injured. There's a new decision to be made. Should we welcome new people within our walls? We need more gold if we want to keep our military units. Our brother is in danger. The Gord is flourishing, sire. Our brother was wounded by a foe. Our brother is being attacked! Our sister's sanity is plummeting. Our sister's sanity is plummeting. We've run out of storage space for our wood. We need to build or upgrade a storehouse. Our sister needs help! We ran out of gold. We cannot afford to maintain our military. An enemy attacked our brother. The gods have blessed us with a child. Our brother's hands are idle. Someone has harmed our brother. We need more gold if we want to keep our military units.
To save on space, rather than placing more buildings of the same type, we can improve the ones that we've got. Initial improvements usually require some clay. Build a clay works and gather clay from nearby deposits to make structural improvements.
The awakening of the first. In the beginning were the skies, and the skies were vast, good, and brimming with power. Ne'er shall human minds be of the capacity to comprehend the peace and wisdom that did fill the skies so. All things in the universe were in the form of the most sacredest of breath, an untouched essence of the soul, divinity of divinities, the beginning of all life. And then the skies, good in their nature, awoke as if once a slumber. Arose they did, and condensed like dew, and their consciousness shone o'er the world, such as the source of infinity. Lo, 'twas the birth of Prabo, known as the father of peoples, the Lord in the skies, the breath giver, mild as a breeze and strong as a storm. His land was wonderful, forever bright, soft, infinite, and devoid of worries. Infinite source. Prabo was good and his land most beautiful, for 'twas an emptiness that couldst accommodate all things. His was the power to create, and what once became filled with his divine breath couldst exist and adorn the skies. However, not all creation brought him joy, as he couldst predict all things. Empty was the creation, being as weightless and bright as Prabo himself. And Prabo did drift in the skies with naught but longing for the unknown. His desire was to but see the end of his land. Alas, his thought extended with no end, overwhelming him with the infinite space. Ne'er couldst he encounter anyone with the entirety of infinity, and scared by his loneliness, the silence, and the predictability of the skies, he began to weep. Torrential tears cascaded from those eyes, most divine, and poured they like waterfalls. When thousands of divine breaths swung the emptiness, the ocean shone upon Prabo's eyes. Soothing loneliness. When Prabo saw his reflection upon the surface of the ocean, his heart did become pierced with despair, for now he was followed by his silent reflection, wherever he went, and his loneliness thus seemed ever more terrible. Prabo complained before his reflection, swaying the surface of the ocean with his breath, the eternal companion of his words, swaying thus like a mother would swing her crying child. Having confessed he all worries and hopes, Prabo, distressed, fell into a fitful slumber at last. Upon awakening, he did see, next to his reflection, the silhouette of another being. Try as he might, he couldst not see through the impenetrable surface of the water that normally wouldst be so bright and as clear as crystal. Prabo ceased to be the only and complete as the matter of the skies divided. This new element was equal to him, but totally different, and thus mysterious. And then, Prabo drew closer to the surface of the water. The water of life. Prabo gazed upon the skin of the ocean, and he could neither see through it nor look away. Below his reflection in the water, all of a sudden, he did notice a being so fair and so full of kindness and compassion that she stole the divine breath from his chest. Prabo stood there, as if frozen, enchanted by this view. Thus, the water gained life, and Makash the Arcane and Merciful was born. And since they both came from the same emptiness, and there was no one else but them, the beings wished to draw near. But different in nature they were, and ne'er couldst unite, though as close as they were as two sides of a coin, separated by an endless horizon. They couldst ne'er touch. The birth of jealousy. Fertile and rich is love, and like ground for a new house, solid for foundation. It is like a bridge that joineth, and like a road that leadeth thou forward. But be it prone to avarice, does it not drag thou in like a bog and devour its own crops to grow them again and again? And both true and beautiful was love that Prabo and Makash bestowed upon each other. From a cloud of their breaths and waves emerged a sandy shore, golden, soft, and warm. And so they, as gods, descended on the golden earth to join in an embrace, and their divine bodies did burst with longing and fulfillment, fright and relief, joy and sadness, curiosity and bliss. The earth trembled, warm from their divine juices, and it did awaken from the touch of divine feet. But 'twas not the object of this desire nor affection, and earth understood it, and shook to its very core with jealousy. Thus did awaken Veles, inebriated with divine love, though 'twas not meant for him. His lips did run with desire, and the divine power of creation sparkled from his fingers. And this Prabo did see, as did Makash also. Veles's work. Though it be the wind that shapeth mountains, spreadeth sands, and unveils whispers, naught was dearer to earth than water, for it did embrace its shores, and did caress its rifts with a myriad of silvery fingers, then did soak through its cracks to reach the deepest and darkest of its caves. And so Veles did fall in love with Makash, and chose her alone to be the one to quench his thirst. And he couldst feel her, and her touch, and the strength of her divine energy, for she was the life, the mercy, and the patience. Veles drew water from a stream, and moistened the sands, red and heated from his divine love. From a clay thus made, he began to form plants and animals. When he liked their shape, he breathed life into them, using divine power, overheard from enchanted whispers carried by the wind. The rise of Dabo. Seeing them multiply, Prabo did rejoice, for beings made in Makash and his image loved one another and walked the earth, beautiful, happy, and mightier than all else. Even happier he was, seeing curious and greedy humans spread across the world, for he did believe that with the help of man, the woman would find the gates to the underworld, where he could feel Makash's presence and his divine breath. Then, his joy, hope, and pride did shine up in the skies like a great torch of divine power, and the sun came into being, taking all of the light for itself. The sun was most beautiful, bright, and hot, and therefore the people did worship it more eagerly than the invisible wind that filled their lungs. But Prabo worried not, for the sun was his child, and was meant to serve the people, so they could continue to search for Makash. Full of divine power and fueled with human prayers, the sun awakened, and thus Dabo, the guardian of people and Prabo's steward, was born.
We've run out of storage space for our wood. We need to build or upgrade a storehouse.